Okay. So, like I said, thank you for hopping on. So I'm super excited. And I hope like my hope for this call is basically that you walk away with like a really good understanding of what Emerald is, why it's important, and like where to go from here. Okay. So we always say, or maybe you've heard this before, but we say a lot that Emerald is a decision, right? Um, I
Hmm.
truly believe that there's so many things in this business that we overcomplicate. And I know for myself that has been absolutely true with my own journey. And if I could go back in time, that I would understand that Emerald literally is so easy compared to what how we build it up in our heads. And that literally, if you can hit Emerald, you can do anything in this business. Okay. So coming in, any amount of success that you want to have in this business literally just comes from the decision that yes, I will get there and I will not stop till I get there. Emerald is that first stepping stone, that first, you know, proving to yourself that yes, I can. And then once you realize, like literally, this business is just building, recreating emerald after emerald after emerald. It's really empowering. Okay. So, like we said, emerald is super easy. We just overcomplicate it. But the way I like to describe hitting emerald and why we want you to hit it like as soon as possible and why you want to therefore be, spreading that message to the new coaches that sign up underneath you is because literally emerald is like putting the key in the ignition. So imagine your business being like a vehicle and your vehicle is parked, so your business isn't open yet. But then hitting emerald is like putting the key in that ignition, giving you the ability to turn it on. Okay, so it creates that momentum because it's that first big win. It's that public recognition, from your upline coach, for you to be shouted out, in public, for you to then like put that out there to show people like, look what I'm doing, like they don't know that it's just you plus two, they have no idea, but it's sort of just showing people like proving to them that, this is actually something that um, a real thing that you are doing. Okay. So getting that recognition. And if you're I'm someone that definitely responds to recognition. I crave recognition. So it's so fun for me to, you know, because I don't know about you, but we not everyone gets that in their everyday life. Not everyone gets that in their job, that recognition piece. So that just is like a really something that feels really good. Team swag. So for if you some those who of mine that hit Emerald, I send them their first piece of team swag. I send them a tank top with our team name on it. You start getting customer leads. So as an Emerald coach, once you start hitting Success Club, you start getting those customer leads. So those free customers that sign up through Beachbody On Demand or that late night infomercial. Beachbody basically takes those people and all of the emeralds and above that are hitting Success Club. It's like, here, reward, 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 reward. Here's a lead for you to then reach out to them. And that person could potentially be a future discount coach or could be a future customer of yours. It's your job then, to then reach out to them. But it's those people, I've had a few customer leads of mine that have turned into actual discount coaches, customers, reoccurring customers of mine. So that's really huge. Success Club leads. So like I said, as you are hitting Success Club, and maybe as an Emerald coach who's hitting Success Club 10 or higher, they will send you people that are actually purchasing challenge packs. So not just purchasing Beachbody On Demand and being, as a customer, but someone who's purchasing challenge pack, Shakeology, something that if they then order a second month in a row, you get 2 Success Club points for that. So like if they are assigned to you and then the next month they like purchase again, they have that on Home Direct, you get 2 Success Club points for that. So that's huge. That's happened to me before. I'm like, where did these 2 SC points come from? And it happened to be from a Success Club lead. The other huge reason why hitting Emerald like right out the gate is so important is because obviously if you're hitting Emerald, you're already 3/4 of the way to Success Club. Typically, you've already helped two people, and that is getting you 1/3 of the way towards becoming a success starter. So we talk about success starter a lot, but honestly, like it is a huge freaking deal. It's a huge deal to start your business essentially helping three people a month for 3 months in a row. You're not only going to get I think what they call a fast start bonus, which is like $100, but you get you know that huge recognition from Beachbody themselves, and you get that free summit ticket, like a $300 value or something like that. Like the lowest price ever that they have is right after Summit, which I think was like for $135. Like that's huge. And Summit, from it, you might not have been there, but we all know like Summit is huge for your business. Not for just like what you learn there, but for the experience, for the bonding with your team. Summit's a game changer. So to have that paid for is a huge deal and something to strive for. And then it's also, like I said, it's the key in the ignition. So once you're Emerald, that's the only way to start earning Team Cycle bonus. So if you say you remain just a coach and you still just have that one discount coach on that one leg, but you're still helping customers, you're still helping, people, getting them started and stuff like that. All that volume, aka money, the commission, you're just earning straight commissions from those purchases. If you are a Emerald coach though, you start building what's called volume underneath you. And that means every month or every week, the volume, based on the volume that's underneath you between your two legs, so your left and right leg, which again, that's something that you'll start to learn more and more as you get in your back office, as you build your rank, as you build your team, you'll start to understand the difference between the two legs and why they're important. But as you build up that volume, that's your residual income down the road, okay? Is coming from Team Cycle bonus. And the only way you start to earn that is once you hit Emerald, okay? So like I said, long story short, Emerald is like the opening of your business. So really, we said in the beginning, it's you and two coaches underneath you. These do not necessarily have to be working coaches. We strongly encourage the first two coaches that you sign up to either be a spouse, a family member, a significant other, somebody close to you that you can control down the road, okay? So my first two coaches actually were my best friend and my mom. So my mom is one of my, what I call controlled business centers. So my mom drinks Shakeology. She uses Beach Bars. She does the workouts. But I build and control her account. She does nothing with the business. It is all in control by me. She just uses the products. So that has been huge for my business, being able to have control over that one leg in the beginning before I was able to get my now husband signed up. Because sometimes that happens. Sometimes we have skeptical spouses or skeptical, whatever. And, that isn't always the case. But the goal is to get, if it's your spouse, get them signed up ASAP on your weak leg. So my little lesson, learning lesson from this is that one, I didn't get my spouse signed up. One reason being because I didn't actually tell him what I was doing right away. Second is that when I did sign him up, I signed him up on my strong leg. So he is actually not on the appropriate leg. So all the volume that I've built is actually on my weak leg, where my mom is. So it's okay. But I'm not earning I missed out on a lot of income that I could have generated and brought into if it was underneath my spouse. So if I had Nate over on my weak leg, I could have earned all that volume instead of earning it under my mom. I could have been earning it under him. and that could be coming right directly into our household, if that makes sense. So that is a question. If you, when in doubt, I'm sure if you've already, or Emerald, you already have done this, you always just talk to your upline coach if that's something that you don't quite understand. And like I said, that is something none of us understand in the beginning. And it's something you just have to trust your upline, trust that we are telling you, like sharing our wisdom with you and just wanting you to be successful and not fall, either not repeat our mistakes and or just, you know, to line you up to have that financial capability down the line. Okay, so again, you are already Emerald, which is awesome. So you probably can relate to a lot of this. So the people that you really are looking to in the beginning to get started are like your best friends, you know, your people that literally would do anything for you. Anyone you can think of that you might, you know, maybe people you played sports with growing up, people that you know that have talked to you at work that would love to do something, but they just don't know what to do as far as like getting healthy or losing weight, or you know, maybe that you've shared mutual like desires to take some classes or join a gym or do something that so you can reach your goals. Who would, you know, is craving that accountability, you think would be a great accountability partner for you. You know, they could say who would buy dirt from you. I think that's always funny because like, I don't know who bought dirt from me, but like you know, it's those people that if you shared your heart with them and you shared it with them, like why you love this and why you joined, they would connect with that. They would support that. They want the best for you. They kind of, you know, feed off of your energy. Those are the people that you want to ask. So you already know the best benefit, and the reason why I initially signed up as a discount coach was because I knew I could get 25% off all the products. Literally, that was my only motive to sign up as a coach when I first started, was because I heard like savings, and I was like, okay, if I continue this product, like I'm gonna get it at the cheapest possible price. I was in so much debt when I joined, like that was literally all I cared about. And then once I got in the door, once I started doing this, I started to be that fly on the wall. I was watching my coach, watching other coaches, and I realized like I wanted more of what they had. I wanted more of that freedom. I wanted the community, all of it. So I always lead with the discount because you never know, you know, you can't assume for someone else whether or not they would want that discount, whether or not they need it. And you just never know down the line what that could turn into. So my best advice for anybody is to just make a list. Like, this is something that I think is so easy not to do, but it's so important to do, is just really brain dump all the people, because I think even months down the line, there's people that I have missed that I didn't think would say yes. So I wrote them off. You know, I didn't think they'd be interested. And then like later, they might have signed up with somebody else, or, you know, I finally did ask them and they said yes. I'm like, why didn't I ask you sooner? You know what I mean? So you just want to go far and wide as far as like who you think you could ask. Friends of friends of friends, college friends, distant people you met at a party once, you know, like those are people who you want to ask. Yeah, don't overthink stuff like that. And then we already kind of touched on this, the importance of making your spouse or family a coach. It's so important for just down the road for like rank growth, ability to earn more, double dipping essentially, like with your income. You know, it's just a super smart financial decision. Like I said, like I remember watching a YouTube video. I have to find it, the one that I watched, and it was just like gut wrenching because I realized, you know, this was after the fact that I had already signed up my mom, and I realized I signed her up on on the wrong leg, and like the leg I should have signed up Nate. And then I realized like Nate was like 3 legs down when I finally signed him up. So he has 3 people above him, that essentially like that's volume, that's money missed out on for us. So, everything happens for a reason, learning curve, but like that is why we, urge you to get them started as soon as possible, because my mom is the first coach on my weak leg. So she's at the very top. And so that's super huge. But like, if only that were only, my husband. I always say second best choice, a spouse is a family member, like a parent. Those are the people that you would want. But like, even like having like a brother or a sister, just as like a discount coach, not necessarily someone you control. But those are just people, again, they would like to support you more often than that. And they're, people that you can encourage more like one-on-one versus like somebody that's a complete, like, maybe someone you don't know as well. So having those people at the top tier of your business is what I highly recommend. And how you invite them, how you got invited, invite how you want to be invited. This is where I think we overcomplicate everything too, is like with the invite. You want to literally like, let me share a podcast with you that will be super helpful. Rob and Chelsea Pearson, if you've ever heard of them, spoke at Summit this year, and they shared 2 podcasts that they literally built their business from. So 2 podcasts that they listened to that they built their business from. And one of them is called Home Business Profits with Ray, what's his name? Ray Higman or something. You need to download that podcast. You need to start listening to it, because he talks about a huge key thing, something that you realize you kind of know already, but it doesn't, like, you need, like, we overthink this. The relationships, communication via social media is not the same as communication as person to person, like say at a party or at work. How people do not want you to be around the bush. People do not want you to build rapport, when you're talking to them on social media. They want you to get to the point. People are so on their guard when it comes to social media that if you haven't talked to Susie in 5 years since you went to college together, you don't want to message her out of the blue and comment on something random and try and have this long drawn out conversation just so you can invite her. Like, that's where people get the bad rap for network marketing, is because people do stuff like that. And I think somewhere along the way, people were taught that, and like nobody really thought any better. So we just continued to like let people do that. But we all know, like, we wouldn't like that if someone did that to us. We all know that as soon as somebody messages us and does that, we're like, what do you want? Right? So the best thing to do is to be straight up front about, like, I know we haven't talked in a while, but like, hey, I'm doing this. And like, I thought of you, like, would you be interested in more information? If not, no worries. Like, let me know. Like, who's going to be offended by that? So think back, one, how you were invited, why'd you say yes to so what was it she said? How, had you talked before? Had you not? Think back to that. And like, so then let that give you confidence to know, like, if I was invited and the first thing my coach ever said to me was a straight out invite, like, then who's to say, like, someone else wouldn't say yes to me, like, to get, like, to prove your point. Thinking back to what got you excited, what did you sign up with? You probably signed up with a challenge pack. So again, like, that's how you're going to want to sign people up. You wanted the discount. So make sure to always share that discount option. And then I use ShareCart every time that I sign someone up. I create the link for them. I send it to them. in addition to the email. I never just send the email. Email oftentimes maybe goes to spam. I don't want to deal with that crap. I just copy the link and I send it right to them in a message that I've been talking to them on, and I tell them to let me know as soon as they signed up so I can send them their welcome email. So that's just assures like, here you go, let me know, gives them a clear call to action so that way you can quickly follow up. All right. And that's really it. So, so Emerald really is just making the decision. And then from there on out, the rank in itself, like Diamond is literally 2 emeralds. Like you turn Emerald, then you literally, again, if you have that spouse on your one leg, you have a family member on your other leg. Once you have 4 on each side, so 3 more coaches underneath those 2 people on either side, then you just need to fill in 2 more discount coaches underneath those 2, make those 2 people Emerald with discount coaches. You've made yourself Diamond, right? So that is exactly like what I did. Once I signed up Nate, I, made sure I hit Success Club. And once I hit Success Club, I started signing up my extra discount coaches underneath either my mom or Nate. So that's how I built them to Emerald. And then again, from there on out, like I always made sure I hit Success Club first, SC6, and then I would sign up one person under each of them to keep them building, because you always know people go inactive, just to like keep building a little bit each here and there under their leg, depending on who I thought might be going inactive, and continuing to recruit for myself every month. So once I did that, then I'd go back, to signing up people underneath me to get me higher Success Club points. So it all comes down to whether or not, how bad you want this, how fast you want to grow, what kind of goals you have. If you have huge financial goals, like Emerald just has to happen. And then it's like on to Diamond and beyond, because, 2-star is really where the income starts to grow. Prior to that, it's not, it's not that kind of money that's going to allow you to like leave your job. So that's, once I realized that, all this time I thought Diamond was where I needed to get. It's really 2-star. But I had to realize I had to stop making things be so hard. I had to stop thinking that Emerald was this really hard thing. I had to stop thinking that Diamond was this really hard thing. I had to really get clear on Success Club, recruiting, building, placing people, repeat. Like that was it. Like, it's just once you're in the daily flow of doing your vital behaviors and you just stay in this positive zone of bringing people on, it comes down to just honestly placement. So, and if you made that decision, if you made those smart choices in the beginning, then you're really setting yourself up for big success down the line. So, again, any questions you have, you can always ask me. You can ask your upline, of course, but just never be afraid to reach out and just ask questions. Be a sponge, be that resourceful coach, because everything you want to know is out there. And my other best advice too is, if this is something that if you're hungry for it, watch some YouTubes, look up stuff on, Diamond push calls, look up stuff on the different rank advancements, because like I said, repetition's key. And I'm very visual. So the more I like see it, the more I hear it, the more I hear different people explaining it, how they did it, the more I can wrap my brain around how I am going to make that happen, how I can make it happen for me. So those are some of my best tips, that just from like conversations I've had and just my own experience. Do you have any questions?
I don't right now. I feel like this definitely helped me understand it more in depth, more than what I thought I knew. So I really appreciate it, because this definitely helped.
Good. I'm so glad you hopped on because I feel like
Yes.
I would have been so upset if so no one hopped on.
I know.
But
But no, that definitely was awesome.
yeah, for sure. It takes time, but like Keith Callahan always says, if you haven't, you should put this on your reading list. Like ASAP is Built to Last, because that's an book. Just like as far as mindset goes with this business, how really wrapping your brain around the fact that this isn't just about building a team; it's about like building like a legacy. Like what kind of, like, how do you want to live your life, and if you are pursuing that, then success is going to come. If you pursue like just excellence in all that you do, the growth is going to come, the money is going to come, all that's going to come. But he says, this business, the best lesson he ever learned was that this was a do and then learn business. So you have to take action in order to learn. All right. So we never quite know. We might not always know exactly what we're doing, but we have to take messy action in order to figure it out. Right. And it's in the process of doing and maybe failing, that we realize where we need to grow, what worked, what didn't, and then we're able to propel ourselves forward. So that is something that's just really true for me, is like everything I've done, every success I've had has come out of a failure. And that failure was just me trying things to find what worked for me. And then I just sort of stumbly found my way on there like that.
I definitely I feel like that's happened for me so far too, just with everything. Like even just the way I message people, or like figuring out my morning routine, and like what works for me. Like it's just trial and error. Like I just have, like, because you don't know if it's not going to work until you try it. And then if you try it and it doesn't work, then you know not to do it.
You don't know what you don't know, and yeah,
right.
Yeah, everything. Like we're constantly evolving with our inviting, with our social media, with our challenge groups. Growing a team page, growing a team, learning how to mentor, all that stuff. It's always changing. So to think that everything is concrete and always going to stay the same is just not the case. This is definitely a business, which I love about it. It's definitely a business where you have to be willing to grow and change. Like that's just the name of the game. And that's empowering, depending on how you look at it. The fact that things are always changing and growing, like you're always changing and growing. So it just takes some of the pressure off to just know you're going to fail.
Right.
You're going to fail.
Right.
So just get used to it and go for it and find your wings on your way down,
Yes.
All righty.
All right.